Hello everyone and welcome back to Manifest with Finesse on YouTube. My name is Manifesting Gaia. That is my Twitter, TikTok, and podcast. All the links are down below. My paid coaching email is down below and all timestamps are down below. And I know I've been gone for a few days, but I love y'all. Thank you guys for holding it down while I was away. Shout out to you guys because I love you guys. I love our community. I love the way that you guys love each other and help each other. And I love the way that you guys love me. So thank you so much for all the love. I see everything. And I got some good stuff planned for the rest of the year. So stay tuned. But today we're going to be talking about how to tell that your subconscious mind has been impressed. A lot of people always complain about like, I've been repeating, I've been persisting, and I don't see anything. I don't see movement. I don't feel change. I still have all this negative belief programming coming up. That's not you persisting in the right story. That is you persisting literally in that it's not working, it's hard. If you have actually been persisting, here are a few ways that you can tell signs that your subconscious is being saturated properly. Number one, you'll start saying your affirmations without consciously thinking about saying them, without consciously wanting to say them. Like, you'll just say them. You'll just be there and your mind will just be like, oh yeah, I'm loved, I'm chosen, I'm wanted. Or you'll wake up and then your mind will automatically go to affirming. You'll want to go to sleep, your mind will go to affirming. Like, your mind just starts affirming on its own because it is saturated. It is impressed. Number two, you'll have dreams about your desire. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dream about the desire, even if it's the opposite of what you want. If you're manifesting money and you manifest like you want $1 billion on a game show, but then it got taken away, it is still good. It is still progress. It is still okay. That doesn't mean anything bad, okay? It doesn't matter what the dream is. If you are dreaming about your desire in any way, shape, or form, it is in your subconscious mind. So don't look at a negative dream as a negative dream. Look at it like, oh my God, like I'm dreaming of my specific person. I'm dreaming of my job. I'm dreaming of my dream career. Like, that's good. Next way to know that your subconscious mind has been impressed is if you start seeing your manifestation everywhere, okay? If you start seeing your specific person's name more or hearing it, if you start seeing ads for your dream company, or a popular one is when people are manifesting cars and they start seeing that car everywhere. And you're like, why am I seeing it all of a sudden? Why is it starting to show up? Why are people talking about my SP all of a sudden? It's not that they weren't before. It's not that that car didn't exist before you started manifesting it. It's your mind, your subconscious mind is always seeking evidences of stories and beliefs you hold dominant. So now that you're saturating your mind, it is being programmed to look for that thing. Just like if you were in a crowded, busy mall, right? It could be the loudest setting in the world. If somebody says your name from over there, your subconscious is going to pick it up and you're going to be like, who said my name, right? And if you're with people, they might not have picked it up. You'll be like, did somebody say my name? They'll be like, I didn't hear anything. Not because your name wasn't said, but because they aren't programmed to have that be something important to them. So they're not going to pick it up. That's also the same way subliminals work. Your subconscious mind can pick up messages even through noise and even through all of that. This last one I'm going to talk about is a really popular one that a majority of people experience. Like 99.9% of people experience this last one. It is when you are persisting, affirming, saturating, whatever, and your old beliefs, old programming, negative thoughts are like really strong. You will say, I'm rich, and it's like, no, I'm not, no, you're not, no, you're not, you're so broke. And it's like, you feel like you literally cannot hear through the negative thoughts. And you may be like, why is that a good sign? Like, why is that a good thing? Because obviously before you wanted to manifest something, let's just say like it's money. Before you wanted to manifest it, you obviously weren't doing that good financially, but it wasn't like something you thought about all the time. It wasn't, oh my God, you're so broke, you're so broke, you're so broke. It was just more like you existed in these circumstances and they sucked. Now that you're actually pushing in a new story, the old beliefs have to flush out. Your mind is pushing those defense mechanisms and being like, what is going on? What is going on? This new information, there are some negative thoughts like, go away, right? So especially if this is happening, you have to keep repeating, you have to keep persisting, you have to keep pushing because you are right at the breakthrough. You are literally right there. And this is where a lot of people give up because they're like, it's too much, I can't do it. Like, no, like this is literally it. Like, this is like final boss type stuff. Like, you have to keep going because it's like when you were in the undesirable circumstances unconsciously, it was just like they were back here, and now you're pushing in good stories and now they're coming to the forefront about to be released. But like people are like, oh, I can't do it, and then it goes right back to like being the dominant belief. So it's here and you have to keep persisting, you have to keep saying it, and then they get flushed out and these new beliefs come here. Your persistence is challenging those limiting beliefs. It'd be kind of scary if you had a really bad dominant story about something and you were persisting and you weren't getting a pushback. Now, a lot of people don't get to a point of impression because they give up at any occurrence of pushback from their subconscious mind. So if they say I'm rich and their subconscious or mind or thoughts are like, no, you're not, no, you're not. Are you crazy? You just couldn't pay for this Starbucks drink. Check your bank account and then come back to me and tell me that I'm rich again and I'll show you that you're not. Whatever. Then they're like, no, I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me run down a couple facts about the subconscious mind. Number one, it does not have eyes, but it has ears. It cannot see. It is not seeing. Your conscious mind sees. Your five senses is your conscious mind, which only controls 5% of your life, right? Your subconscious is blind, but it is not deaf. So if someone's blind, right, but not deaf, right? If you're talking to a person who's blind but not deaf, and you're like, oh, this is a cucumber, and you put it in their hands and it feels like a cucumber, they're not going to oppose your beliefs because they don't have anything to challenge it with. They cannot see. So if you're visualizing a scene in your head, right, and you're really just into it, you're feeling it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm in this place. Your subconscious mind does not know that you're not actually there. It cannot tell the difference between feelings that you're generating from thought alone or feelings you're generating from actually being in that experience. It doesn't know. So if you're persisting and you're saying, I'm in Disneyland Paris, and then you come out of it and you're like, no, I'm not. I'm in my bedroom. I don't even have enough money to get there. How will that happen? Your subconscious mind isn't like, oh, you're right. You are in your bedroom because it sees it. It's like, you're right, and you're in your bedroom because I have to believe you. I don't have a choice. You are quite literally leading the blind. So you have to tell it what you want to experience. Your subconscious mind takes everything as fact because, again, it doesn't have anything to oppose it with. It doesn't have the means to go against you. So if you're like, well, if it takes everything as fact, why don't I believe what I'm telling it? Because of your dominant beliefs. You guys think that just because you weren't consciously aware of you telling yourself I'm broke every day for 16 years that it should be voided. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know about the law. I didn't know my thoughts created, so it should be voided. I'm sorry. It just does not work like that. And all you can do is persist until you push that story out. I don't know why you guys go into persisting, expecting your mind to just be like, yep, about a story that dominantly is just not in your favor. The affirmations won't work right away, and that's fine. Like, you've had an opposing story about this thing for months, if not years, some of you, and you want to give up day 16. Make it make sense. Now, it's not going to take as long as you've had these negative stories for it to be reprogrammed. But when I see a lot of people like, how come I could just think about my mom and she called me in 10 minutes, but when I think about this person or this job, they still haven't done it. You don't have a story that says, I'm not worthy of receiving my mom's calls. My mom isn't never going to call me. My mom doesn't like to talk to me. My mom only calls when she wants something. My mom, it's so hard to get in contact with my mom. Now, some people do have those stories about their moms or their dad or whoever, right? People who, to you, it's like, oh yeah, it's cake. Like, they'll be there for me whenever I need. So it's not about the desire. It's about how you see yourself in relation to it, which is self-concept. So why you can manifest some desires quicker than others, like receiving a call from your mom and not a person or a place or a certain thing that you want, is because there was no reprogramming to do with your mom. There is no oppositional story. There is no belief that says, yeah, no. There is no self-concept. There is no, I'm worthy of receiving calls from my mom. I'm worthy of being loved by my mom. I'm worthy of having my, there's no, you didn't have to visualize, like, oh my God, my mom's calling me. So the reason you have to do the work and persist is because you are overriding a story. Not every desire has a story. So you can't compare it and be like, why didn't it work? Why didn't it work? Because you weren't asking why didn't it work for your mom. You keep asking it for the specific person. You keep asking it for the job. Next, facts about the subconscious. Your subconscious is constantly seeking evidences of your new story, and it's constantly defending the story that it knows. Your subconscious is impersonal. Its job is not to give you what you want, but to give you what you expect, believe, assume dominantly. This is why you could want something for days, weeks, months, years, and not get it. Because if you're more dominantly believing that you won't, it's hard, it takes time. where will it come from? Even if you want it really bad, it's only going to reflect what you keep telling it. It's not that your subconscious wants you to suffer, or the universe wants you to suffer, or whoever wants you to suffer. It's that your subconscious doesn't see things like that. There is no happy or sad or positive or negative circumstances or big or small desires or easy or hard manifestations. Like, that doesn't exist. That is you assigning unnecessary meanings to things. There is no time, space, circumstance in your subconscious mind. It does not see it like that. Just like in a lot of first world countries, right? Kids don't like school, especially after like, I don't know, like 10 years old, 12 years old. It's like, oh my God, like I just want to leave. I just want to graduate. I just want to like move out. But then there's other countries where going to school in some cases are prohibited by law. Like if women or children go to school, like, they die. They will literally die for going to school. Now, those people would give anything to sit in a classroom. They would give anything to be in school for 10 years. They would give anything to learn. Whereas people in other parts of the world are like, you can take my place. You can take my test for me. You can do my homework. I am not like, if you want to do it, do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that either person is wrong or, oh, this person's ungrateful, but they should be more grateful because people don't have, like, that's victims. That's victim. Like, no, that's not what we're saying. School itself, the idea of going to school itself isn't a positive or negative thing. It is just what it is. It's just school. It is the people who assign the meanings to school that give it its connotation. But if you take everybody out of a school, or if you take an empty school, it's not, oh, this is good, this is hard, this is easy. It is just what it is. It is the same. That's how your subconscious views everything. That is the same thing as your desires. It is just neutral. That is why it's your thoughts that create, because you are assigning the meaning to things. So think of it like a GPS, right? If you put in a destination on your GPS is not programmed to know or care like your personal preferences. It is impersonal. It doesn't know if you want to take a highway or not, if you hate bridges, if you don't want to go through this street, if you want more stop signs than traffic lights. It doesn't know, it doesn't care. Its only job is to bulldoze through any of those. It doesn't see circumstances. It doesn't see, oh, this is a harder road. This is a longer road. It is just going towards where you say you want to go, right? So if you are driving with a GPS and you are like, I don't like this set of directions, I want to change the route. The first couple times you go off the programming, it is going to try to revert you back to where it was trying to take you. It's going to keep trying to take you back to when it tried to take you, until you do it enough and you keep persisting and you're like, no, I don't want to take this way, I don't want to take this way, I don't want to take this way. Then it will finally understand you're trying to override it, and it will conform to you. It is the same thing with your subconscious mind. The only way to get your subconscious mind to click, or GPS to click, is through your consistency. When you're consistently persistent, it'll be impressed and saturated, and it will understand what you're trying to do, and it will take over for you. It'll be like, all right, I got it. You want to be rich, you want to be a millionaire, you want to be in love, you want this person, you want Eric, you want Stacy, you want this person, like, got you. So when you're persisting in good ideas, when you're persisting in your new story, some days it'll feel like, all right, I got this. Next day you wake up, you feel like you went 10 steps back. You're like, why do I feel so bad? Your subconscious is trying to process the information. It is just trying to process what's going on. It doesn't understand what you're trying to do until it is saturated. So for a majority of you guys, persisting, the dominant story isn't in your favor. So when you introduce this new story, it is going to try to fight it away by sending its little bots, its little minions, its little negative thoughts, opposing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, whatever. And it may leave you feeling yucky some days, right? But you keep persisting no matter what, because of the fact that your subconscious mind doesn't have eyes. Anytime you want to doubt or spiral, you remind yourself, it doesn't have eyes, it has to believe what I say. And when you start persisting in a new story, don't think that it's for nothing. I know that because nothing's moving, you feel like it's not working, but it is taking this persistence and storing it, because it's not dominant, but it is still taking what you're saying as fact and storing it, so that when you keep repeating it and it pushes that out, your subconscious is like, oh yeah, I remember you said this 2 months ago when you first started. Yeah, I remember this belief, and it pushes it back out. So when you keep persisting, the defense mechanisms that your mind has, where it anytime you tell it something opposing, it's like, nope, it'll start working in your favor. When your dominant story is, yeah, I work with Google, I work with YouTube, boom. Any thought that says, no you don't, you're not even going to be like, oh my god, my thoughts. You're going to be like, yeah I do, yes I do. Like, you're going to be more convinced of your new story than you are of the old story. Only if you stay consistent, only if you stay persistent. Your mind will reject any ideas that don't align with what you've been telling yourself, and it'll only seek evidences of your new story. So it is good if you feel uncomfortable or feel discouraged, because that means you are stepping out of your comfort zone, and your comfort zone is your dominant story, and your dominant story is the story that says you're not worthy of this, you're not going to get this, you're not deserving of this. This means that you're staying disciplined and consistent. So while those feelings can feel bad and unwanted, they happen to everyone. You're on the right track, and you're becoming a version of you that knows that they're entitled to receiving everything they deserve, and you're going to get everything that you deserve because you're entitled to it. So see your mind as working with you and for you and not against you, because it is only trying to please you. It is only trying to get that dominant story projected. It has to go with what you tell it. It is not a monster. It is not stronger than you. You are in control always. And with that being said, that's all for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, you can have anything you want in this universe. Nothing's too big, small, wide, or expensive. I believe in you. You should believe in you. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!